Hello, my name is John, and welcome to this broadcast. And the title of this broadcast is, and I'm going to try to smile more. Some of my Russian lady friends say, please, John, smile more. The name of this broadcast is, I married a Russian woman, and you should too. And so the first thing I want to talk about is, why am I making this broadcast? Why am I making this? A couple of reasons. I was a guest on my wife's show. She has a YouTube show, Laura Samara USA. She receives many questions. The main part of her show is to show other Russian ladies what it's like to come over, meet USA man, marry USA man, and then of course the challenges. And we'll get into that a little bit. And they all send her questions, please. My wife's name is Larissa, and for my Russian lady acquaintances, Moya Janai Zavut Larissa. And so they asked her questions. And one of the questions that they asked is, why does USA man look for a Russia wife, look for a wife overseas? And so I was a guest on her show, and I addressed that the best I could. And the response was overwhelming. We received many more questions, which we will address on her broadcast. There is a type of disconnect that I want to address later. Me and my wife will address. We have dating websites, you have matchmaking websites, but yet just this one broadcast, very many Russian ladies, please make a matchmaking service. Please make a dating website. And so there's a disconnect. And so that got me to thinking. And so one thought led to another. And so I was compelled to make this broadcast. I married a Russian woman, and you should too. And so why did I marry a Russian woman? Well, I will go into that and try to keep it as brief as possible. First off, I believe conditions in the USA are not good. I'm not old-fashioned. I just consider myself a regular guy. I'm an average guy. I want to be in a regular marriage. I want to be in a good marriage. I believe those conditions have deteriorated quite a bit here in the USA. Many reasons: the decline of morals, the decline of things that are good, the infiltration and the infestation of immorals. It's almost like the wild, wild west over here. And for a regular guy, then I'm an average guy, I'm going to stick to my convictions and my beliefs. And so I look around after going through the whole marriage churn and burn thing here in the U.S., and I look around on the scene for me, and it's not good. I don't like, and for lack of a better way to say it, I don't like the feminist input. I don't like the feminine imperative. I don't like the blue pill matrix that the U.S. has become. Just an example: you watch any rom-com movie, you watch any sitcom, any television show, most of them depict the husband and the head male of the household as a total idiot and a buffoon. Everybody laughing about it and everything. I don't like that. To me, that's not funny. I don't consider it funny. I consider marriage a serious association, a serious relationship. I consider the head of household, of course, the burden of performance is on man. And I want to be in a marriage where I am respected as a head of a household, as the husband. Now, don't get me wrong, you have to earn this respect, of course. And just the prevailing attitude of the feminine imperative, if I may use that term, it's just USA women just don't seem to take marriage as seriously as I think they should. And so anyway, it was a barren wasteland for me. And so I had to one day, I was not worried about getting married again. I was actually thinking about going MGTOW, 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 men going their own way. I would go to the Manosphere websites on the many bulletin board discussion boards, and one recurring theme kept coming up. If you're going to get married, you should seriously look at looking overseas. And I thought about it, but it was a recurring theme. You should seriously look at Eastern European woman. You should seriously look at Ukrainian woman. You should seriously look at Russia women, former Soviet Union women, Slavic women. Of course, in the Manosphere, there's discussion of possible Chinese, taking a Chinese wife, taking a Filipino wife. And so I studied it and thought about it, and I had met some Russian people many years ago at my job, and I was impressed. I won't bore you with that story, but the Russian ladies were different in a good way, in a positive way. And that left an impression on me. I don't even remember the lady's name. She was the wife of a man that worked at our company. It left an impression on me, and much thanks to her. And so anyway, the more I got to thinking about it, the more I studied it, the more it made sense. And finally, I decided to pursue that and pursue the possibility. Once again, I am just an average guy. You'll never get me mixed up with movie star Brad Pitt or Leonardo DiCaprio. And in the USA, the feminine imperative, the feminist attitude, the arrogant ways of USA woman, their attitude is, if I can't have the most top shelf movie star, I'm going to do without. And many do. They do without. And next thing you know, they're in their 50s, and things are not well for them anymore. And, they go out to happy hour and go home to their box wine and their cats. And, we have the term the cat ladies. And so this is a prevailing thing. This is not an exception. And so I don't like that environment. I'm looking for a better environment, one that's suited for me. And so after studying this, I come to realize the Russian ladies, and we're going to just classify them as Slavic ladies, former Soviet Union ladies. What makes them special and different is the culture, is the way they're raised. In Russia, we all know Hitler, Nazi Germany, attacked Russia in the Great Patriotic War. We know it as World War II. And they killed between 21 and 27 million citizens, most of them being the soldiers and the men. And as a result, as of today, you still have an imbalance. And so the men in Russia have a abundance mentality. The women have a scarcity mentality. And so if you just use common sense and logic, and a USA man can insert himself in that environment, whether it's in real life or online, and now things are different. Whereas in the US, you have more of a one-to-one, and the women have an abundance mentality. And so an average guy like me, who I require morals and respect overall in the family unit and in marriage, it's a tough environment. So I ask you, why wouldn't I look to Russia? Why wouldn't I look to Eastern Europe and insert myself where I can have an abundance mentality? And of course, and I did. And so I make the declaration that Slavic ladies, former Soviet Union ladies, Russian ladies make very excellent wives. It's the culture. Because they have a scarcity mentality, then they are more humble towards the whole marriage and relationship scene. And because they have the scarcity mentality, they take marriage seriously. That's the environment I want to be in, as opposed to in the USA environment. Well, it's no big deal. Oh, I'm not doing anything right now. Sure, we can get married, and so on and so forth. And so I want to address this. So why do I want to make this broadcast? Because I want to do my part to help other men like myself get into a good marriage. This is good marriage and a good life. Also, as you can put together, it is my way of getting back at the system. It is my way of circumventing the feminine imperative, circumventing the blue pill matrix, for lack of a better way of saying it, here in the U.S. Kind of take a shortcut and go into an environment where you're more welcome and more respected, as opposed to the mess things are here. And so that's the highlights. And so if anything I can do to help other USA men have better marriages, then I'm willing to do that. And I'm interested. It is a subject I feel very strongly about. When I look on the internet as well as YouTube, I see, of course, there's many broadcasts about Russian women, Slavic women being good to marry, and the broadcasts are put together by, you guessed it, dating sites that specialize in Russian ladies, that specialize in Slavic ladies. Many broadcasts, and I can't recall any by name. And then there's also, you'll see many broadcasts by Russian ladies. And so this is kind of an advertising, yes, we're good to marry. And not many broadcasts by USA men who say, yes, I have done this, this is a good deal, you should do it too. And so if there's, I'm just going to use this for example, if there's 10,000 voices exalting the virtues of Slavic ladies, Russian ladies, former Soviet Union ladies, now as of today, there's 10,001. And so join the fray. Let us do our best to help educate USA men that to marry Russian women is a good deal. And so I'm going to just briefly kind of explain how I got to this point. So what I'm going to do, this video would be worthless without content, so I will have a link below on the website where I met my wife. And I'm not affiliated with them, I'm not paid by them and everything. And so we will continue the broadcast. Please email me or on the link below, or put a comment in here. And what subjects do you want me to cover? What subjects, what questions do you have, so that I can recalibrate and adjust and be as helpful as possible. Thank you so much for joining this broadcast, and to any of my Russian lady acquaintances, spasiba moya podrugas. And so, and just before I sign off, please, moja žena, пожалуйста.
No, not today. John, okay. No today.
Okay, and so I promise I will have my wife on very soon. And so, but once again, a positive attribute, Russian ladies like to be
show my photo.
Okay, show my photo. Okay, I want this one.
Yeah.
And so
be careful.
And so this is a photograph of me and my wife on our honeymoon, and what a wonderful lady. What a wonderful lady. And so that's what we're going to do today. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will have a new broadcast very soon. We have a hurricane possibly coming that we have to keep an eye on, but this is important, and we will be back with another broadcast very soon. Thank you so much. Spasiba moja podrugas. Thank you so much, and thank you.
Bye-bye.